Greetings! Welcome to a new channel on YouTube called The Republican Climate. I have another channel on YouTube, it's about science, but this is the channel that's about politics, particularly about how the Republican Party has created a climate of intimidation, hostility, oppression, hypocrisy, deception, and lots of other things, which I will be telling you about in small video clips on this channel. I'm going to start today with the climate of hostility. Now, the Republican Party didn't used to be necessarily the party of hostility. I can remember back when it wasn't that way, and even today there are some Republicans who are not like that. Do you know nice Republicans such as Lindsay Graham, the senator from South Carolina, Lincoln Chafee, the two senators from Maine, Olympia Snowe and Susan Collins, Mickey Edwards, former Republican congressman from Oklahoma, Gerald Ford, president back in the 1970s, even George H.W. Bush and Dan Quayle. Now, back in the 1990s, I didn't think I would be saying nice things about Dan Quayle, but I almost missed those days because at least he was a nice guy and you could have a conversation with him. Instead, the Republican Party today has become the party of Rush Limbaugh. Now, Rush Limbaugh used to be considered an extreme case that was not representative of the Republican Party. But I maintain to you now that Rush Limbaugh is, in fact, the de facto director of the Republican Party. Here's my evidence. First, let me give you some background about Rush Limbaugh. He was supposed to serve in the Vietnam War, but he received a deferment because he had pilonidal cysts. What those are is ingrown hairs in the anus. Now that must be really painful. I know a lot of people make fun of him for that, but give the guy a break. He must have been in pain, and perhaps he still is. If he still has this problem, no wonder he's irritable. You got to understand that. The problem is that he takes his irritated butt out on the whole country. What I would do is, if I had that kind of irritation, is I would try not to take it out on other people. But Rush Limbaugh inflicts his irritated butt on the whole country. Now, what about the other Republicans? A lot of them seem to be nice, but this may be a deception. Take Governor Romney, for example. Governor Romney said that he agreed with pretty much everything Rush Limbaugh said. So what Rush Limbaugh is doing is the dirty work for Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney then can pretend to be a nice guy and let Rush Limbaugh do his dirty work for him. Another example, Rick Santorum. Seems like such a nice guy. And yet, what does he say about Rush Limbaugh? Rick Santorum went to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which is Rush Limbaugh's hometown. And he said that it was like going to Mecca. That's an actual quote. So you see, Rick Santorum is supposed to be an evangelical Christian, and yet his savior is Rush Limbaugh, and his Bethlehem is Cape Girardeau. You see, they let Rush Limbaugh do their dirty work. It's not just Sandra Fluke that Rush Limbaugh insults. Over the years, he's insulted hundreds of people who disagree with him, even in just the slightest degree. So this is the new medium of communication in the Republican Party, the climate of hostility, and they have deliberately created it. Thank you for listening to the Republican Climate channel. Good night, and good luck.